This is Mr. FARMBOY. It's a farming game with a heavy focus on automation. You start on a decently sized island with nothing but trees and rocks and even some treasure underground. It is your mission to build a farming empire with lots of workers and everything, but it's not going to come quick and it's not going to come easy. You have to manually start things off. Luckily you do get wheat. It's your first crop and it's completely free to plant, and also you'll get some money on harvest, but you need a market for this and you need people to come, and because you're on an island it's not easy to get people, so you need bridges so you can connect a bridge to maybe other islands or just anywhere. It's really just up to you. It's completely law based, and when these people come to your island they're gonna visit your market and hopefully buy something. They don't always buy something, but hopefully you've got your market stocked up and they're gonna buy something. At the beginning of the game it's just gonna be wheat. You're gonna basically plant wheat, it will auto harvest the wheat. You have to go and pick it up though and put it into your market, and then you're gonna be able to sell it. This is just one example of one crop. As time goes on you're gonna unlock more people to hire, and these people need to be kept in houses. There's a few mechanics to this, so the house can only store 2 people, but you can upgrade it. There's a whole advancement system with it, which we will talk about later, but right now you can upgrade the house, so instead of only having 2 people you can have 4 or 6. Same with the markets, totally upgradable. Same with the barns and stuff that we're going to cover later. Now the type of people you can hire, there are farmers which will farm whatever you plant. So for starters you need to plant a crop. Let's just say it's wheat again, let's use this example. You're going to do a farm patch of wheat, then when that gets harvested it's going to plant or fake plant a ghost crop, which the farmer will then plant and water, so you don't have to, but you have to initially plant a crop so the farmer knows what to replant. You can also hire other people. For example, there's going to be people which then pick up the harvested crop and then take it to a warehouse. There's going to be a different person which is going to take it from the warehouse and deliver it to the market so then it can be sold. This system sets up complete automation. There's also another person you can hire which will go out of your island to collect resources, which is mainly just stone and wood, because once you've mined the whole island it's hard to get stone and wood. You can buy it from a merchant though, so it is easily in that way, but the merchant has a timer. It only restocks after a certain amount of days, so this person, this hauler, will get stuff from another island and bring it to yours. It's just a nice little touch. But does all of this sound confusing? Well, it really shouldn't, because it is very simplistic, but to make it even easier for you to understand, there is an advancement system. One of the best things in this game is basically a tutorial, and it will tell you absolutely everything that you need to know. It will tell you how to unlock stuff, what you can do with the stuff that you do unlock, and so there's different advancements. There's crops which you can advance. Like I said, you start off with wheat. After you plant a certain amount of wheat and harvest that wheat, or I think it's harvest, you will unlock the next crop, and then the next crop, next crop, next crop. Now let's say 5 crops down the line it's corn. So to unlock corn you're gonna need to plant maybe a mixture of wheat, tomatoes and the other crops. So you can't just go from wheat to corn, replace wheat with corn, because you're gonna need to still have some wheat, because even though the end game crops are end game, they're still gonna require you to sell a total amount of wheat or harvest a total amount of wheat, which is a weird thing about this game. But you're gonna need a wheat farm even late game. Even though your wheat is kind of a waste of time, you're planting it and you're planting for free, but you're just not getting much money from it, but you're still wasting the farmer's time and everybody's time that you're hiring. It doesn't really make too much sense, but it does make your farm look pretty, because you're gonna need lots of variety of crops. You don't just want your whole farm looking like a watermelon farm, which is what Ginger Cat did. Anyways, you could totally do that if you want to, but this way it just adds variety so you can unlock and progress easily. The other advancements that we have are building advancements, of course, so you can, and upgrades, building upgrades. So there's different buildings in this game. Like I said, you've got your warehouse, your market. These are essential buildings that you're gonna need for automation, and you've also got coops and you've got farming stuff to do with animals, which you can have sheep, you can have pigs, which will all produce stuff. Sheep will produce wool, pigs will produce, I don't really know, but you can sell it anyway. You can also get chickens which will produce eggs. You can sell all of these in your market. Like I said, your market only has so many slots, so you're going to need more markets, and you're also going to need to upgrade those markets. So now you know the gameplay loop. Is this a fun game to play? Is there lots of mechanics here? There's a few quality of life things that I need to mention that just add so much to the game, but you wouldn't really understand because it doesn't feel like a lot. So for example, the sound effects, they are really nice to hear and just pleasant to hear. We've got a variety of rocks and trees. Some rocks and trees you can just one tap, and then others will require 2 hits or 3 hits, and you will get more resources for the ones that require more hits. You've got treasure underground, so you can get anything from just like a twig to a treasure map. Now they are really cheap, like they will sell for literally 10 copper. It's like worthless, but it's cool to get. They really do need to up the price though, and every time you upgrade houses they will have a different roof color. It's just stuff like this. It sounds like nothing, but it adds so much to the game, because I think without these quality of life things the game would feel a little stale. So I'm just thankful there's a lot of quality of life things and nice touches in this game. So now let's get back to the main question, which you're probably here for. Is this game fun? Is it worth my hardly earned money? Yes, of course it is. There's actually a lot of content in this game, and it's so beautiful because you can have one 10-hour playthrough, and then the next playthrough you do, which can start a second after you end the 10-hour playthrough, it's going to be completely different, because there's so many ways that you can do up your farm. Every farm screenshot I've seen on Discord is completely different. Every farm I've seen of this game on YouTube or anywhere, they're all completely different. There's just none alike, and it's so charmful because I can start a playthrough and know I can just do it completely different. I don't need to listen to the advancement system. I don't need to do any of this. I can just do my farm how I want to do my farm. I can test some gameplay mechanics. I can see how many farmers I need for this farm plot that I'm doing. There's so many things you can do, and the 10-hour mark was really just an example. You can end this whenever you want to end it. You're gonna at some point run out of content to do, but it doesn't mean you can't do up your island. You can completely do up your island, but you're gonna run out of content eventually, and then you're gonna want to start up a new game and do it completely different. But there's no hard end. You're not gonna, in 10 hours time, there's going to be like a, you know, you completed the game. You completed the game when you feel like you've completed the game. So the amount of content here can range anywhere between 5 hours to 20 hours to 30 hours to 40 hours. It's completely up to you, and it's just your preference to when you get bored or not, because it's early access. There's not an extreme amount of content in this game, but there is enough to get your money's worth instantly. Yeah, there's a lot of content here, and like I said, you do one farm. I've spent like what, 15 hours, 20 hours on a farm once. This was months ago actually, but when it was in the demo, and now there's a lot more content to it. And also, like I said, just start up a new farm, do things completely differently. It's a fun game. There's some limitations to this game though. There's no co-op. It's a solely single player experience. Also, the automation aspect to this game can be a little misleading. It's basically a farming game with a hint of automation, which is the main focus, but it's not your Factorio or Satisfactory. You're not going to be crafting components to then make buildings or other components and then sell those off or do something with them. It's not that type of automation. It's basically just a farming game, but you can automate the farming. Now, what about future content to this game? Like I said, there's not an unlimited amount of content in the early access, which is never expected. So what is there gonna be in 1.0 eventually? I don't know when it's planned to come out, maybe a few months or years. I don't know, but this is what's planned. More animals, more crops, more decorations. Decorations is a big one. I think the game really does need more decorations. You can do a beautiful farm, but more decorations will make it even better. You've got more unique building blueprints, better sounds, more polished. There's a few things that isn't very polished, but actually this is one of the most polished EA games I think I've played. There's also going to be multiple save files. I think this is crucial. It's always good to have at least 3 save files, just so you can select which farm you want to play on. Also, if you didn't notice, around the island there's a lake, and there's some fish animations in the lake. Right now you can't do anything with them, but they will add fishing eventually. Currently being worked on is the translation of the game. It's going to support multiple languages. I think actually a boatload of languages. All the ones that Steam wants you to support, this game will probably support. Animal families or animal breeding is also going to come, along with crop blueprints. Also fruits and fruit trees. I think this is a must-have actually. It's a farming game, it doesn't have fruit trees. That's crazy. I've only just thought of that now. Water terraforming, that's going to be huge. I can't wait until this gets added actually, because this will allow your island to look, it already can look completely different, but now it's going to look even more crazy and different. The amount of possibilities will be endless. Apparently the game will add mounts, which will have boats included. This is an interesting mechanic. Also a forester. Right now you can't replant trees. You cut them down, there's no replanting, and the game isn't balanced around you replanting these trees. Like I said, you get all the wood that you can get off your island, then you've got to go to a merchant or hire someone to go to a different island to get you some wood, but eventually you will be able to replant trees. Also a miner to mine rocks. I have no idea how the system would work. Maybe there will be an ore patch or something, I don't know. And then finally, of course, Steam achievements. This roadmap isn't 100% set in stone, it's just what the ambitions are for 1.0 release. Like I said, none of this is in EA, but eventually it will come. I think language support is in EA, it's gonna be very soon until that's added. They are working on it right now. So yeah, there's actually a huge roadmap for this game. Amazing stuff happening here, amazing game already. In EA, you're gonna have so much content, so much fun. Is it worth the cheap price that it is? Yeah, I think it is. It obviously depends on your financial situation, but let's just say you're gonna get countless hours worth of content in this game and enjoyment in this game, and the replay value of this game, amazing. It's just untouched. It's very good, a very good farming game, a very good automation farming game. Really pleasantly surprised with this game. Also looks good, the graphics are amazing. It isn't all positive, there are a few bugs, so let me just explain a few of them right now. I'm not going to go into so much detail because it's EA, it's going to have bugs. I don't really care about them, they're obviously going to get patched at some point, but as it currently stands, if you scroll in the build menu on the left side of the screen, it's going to zoom in and out of the map. That's the main bug. There's also one quality of life thing that I would like to see get added is being able to replace tiles under buildings. Right now you've got to delete the building, maybe you can put it as grass or sand, and then you've got to place the building back down. It's a little tedious. Also, let's just say you have a patch of sand, then next to it you have a stone path, but in between those blocks there's a gap, right? And I would like to see this get merged so it can seamlessly look together, because right now it could be like I've just described, but if you replace the sand with grass, the gap between the patch of grass and then the path will still be sand. It won't change to grass. So right now you actually need to remove the path, place the tile that you want, and then place the path back down for it to merge together. It's a little bit weird and clunky, but that's really all I can mention, those two things. Apart from that, it's a really good game, really good set in stone. But like I said, on this channel I don't really go into bugs because they get patched. Now in 2 years time, if it's still a buggy game, I'll mention the bugs, but right now it's got active development and obviously these bugs are going to get patched, so it's a little pointless to talk about in the video. Anyway, go and check this game out, the link is below for you to buy it now in early access. Amazing. I did cover this game a few months ago, I think I covered the demo or something. Anyway, a lot's been added since then. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video, hopefully I can see you, you stay around here and I can see you in the next videos, and goodbye.